Expected value is a very useful tool for decision making, especially in the context of financial decision making. It can help you to make rational decisions and to make good decisions. We've already seen some of this idea in the context of fair and unfair games. If you're playing a game of chance and you use expected value to analyze the game, it can help you to decide whether or not it's worthwhile playing the game or whether you would expect to win or lose. In this lesson, we're going to explore this idea of using expected value to inform your decision making a bit more. And to do this, we'll use a particular example. So our example is based on a popular television show called Deal or No Deal. And it's a game show. And if you're not familiar with the game show, it works something like this. You have a number of boxes, and inside each box there's a prize, an amount of money, which is a prize. And during the game, you gradually eliminate all the boxes until you're left with one box, and you can take the prize inside that box. Now there's a few complications, but that's basically the idea. And at various stages, the banker will offer you a deal, and you can choose to accept that deal, in which case you just get a certain amount from the bank, or you can choose to reject the deal and play on. So I'm going to present an example here which is a simplified version of this, and we'll see how we can use expected value to analyze it. So let's say that we're playing this game and we've got to the following situation. There are 5 boxes remaining, and you don't know what's inside each of the boxes, but you know that the remaining prizes are the ones listed here. So €1, €10, €5,000, €20,000 and €75,000. Now the banker gives you an offer, and let's say that the banker's offer is €15,000. And you have a decision. You can either accept the banker's offer and finish the game, so you walk away with €15,000, or you can play on. And playing on means choosing one of the boxes and taking whatever is inside that box. Whichever of those 5 prizes is inside the box that you choose is the one that you go home with. So these are your 2 options. Option A is to take the banker's offer, and option B is to choose a box and take whatever prize it contains. So which of these 2 options should you take? Well, expected value can help us make a rational decision here. One thing that we could do is to calculate the expected value of option B. Option B involves a random process. We have to randomly select one of the 5 boxes and take whatever it contains, so we should be able to calculate the expected value. So the first thing to do is to write down the sample space, or to list the possible outcomes. So the possible outcomes are the remaining prizes. And each of these outcomes is equally likely, so the probability of each outcome is 1/5. So all of these outcomes have probability 1/5. So now we can calculate the expected value. So remember, to calculate the expected value, we multiply the value of each outcome by its probability, and then we add up all the answers. Now we can evaluate the right-hand side using a calculator, and we find that it's equal to €20,002.20. So the expected value of option B is €20,002.20. Now remember, the banker's offer was €15,000. So if we're only interested in maximizing the expected return, then we should choose option B. In other words, if you're only interested in maximizing your expected return, you should reject the banker's offer and play on. However, expected value is not the only consideration here. Option B is a high-risk strategy. What do we mean by high risk? Notice that if you choose option B, then the probability of ending up with either €1 or €10 is 0.4. Why is that? Well, this event consists of 2 outcomes, 1 or 10, and these are all equally likely outcomes. So the probability of this event is the number of outcomes, which is 2, divided by 5, and that's 0.4. So you have a very high probability of ending up with almost nothing when you choose option B. So we call option B a high-risk strategy. So what should we do? Well, the answer to that question depends on many things, but we can give some idea of the considerations you should take into account. If you are very rich and €15,000 is an insignificant amount to you, then it might be acceptable to take the high-risk strategy and choose option B. On the other hand, for most people, €15,000 is a very significant amount. So most people might want to take the safe option and accept the banker's offer. So I'll conclude this lesson by making 2 points about using expected value to make decisions. The first point is that expected value can help you to make rational decisions. If you're given choices, one way to evaluate them is to calculate the expected value, and then you can base some of your decision making on comparing the expected values. On the other hand, it's important to realize that expected value is not the whole story. You also have to take account of what is known as risk aversion. And basically what this comes down to is realizing that if the choice which is highest in expected value also has high risk, then it may not be the best option for you. It depends on how averse you are to taking risks